What's up, everybody? It's been a couple weeks since I've done one of these. Life gets in the way. We're back, though. WWE Smackdown from Louisville, Kentucky. We started out the show with a recap of the AJ Styles faux retirement from last week, which led to the attack on Cody. And Gallows and Anderson and AJ back together, as we see. And we go right into a Bloodline promo with Solo, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and Paul Heyman. Heyman says until Roman returns, which prompted the crowd to give a good Roman Reigns chant. Like, oh, we had to have him gone to appreciate. You know, that's kind of where I think the crowd is at. I wasn't a huge fan of Reigns throughout his title run, but I do appreciate him much more now, seeing what it's like with Thody Rose, Daddy, being the champion, baby, the fruit of my loins, if you will, Daddy. You see the intimidation, what they're doing to Paul Heyman, and Heyman plays it up, and he's so good at this. Like, I really, really want people to appreciate how good Heyman is at what he does. You get the Solo sucks chant, KO hits the ring, you get help from the Street Profits, the Bloodline gets a beat down, they powder, and we're setting up for the six-man later on. In backstage, this goes to a promo with Solo and Paul, and Paul's walking away, so where you going? You know, you better make this a six-man for later. So we go into a Smackdown women's tag team match with the champions Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. And I didn't really realize how tall Indy Hartwell was before tonight, seeing her stand next to Jade, because Jade is very tall herself. Indy has a decent physique on her. I really wish she could do something to make herself stand apart, because there's something there with her. It's just not, I don't know what it is, but Jade and Bianca have that it factor. So Jade and Bianca go over in this match like there was any question. The heels, Fire and Dawn and Baszler and Stark are surrounding the ring. The Vultures are circling, and they rush the champions as they celebrate their victory, which leads to a heel face-off as each team has one of the belts, which this breaks down into a scrum between the heel teams, and Jade comes in, hits a nasty pump kick on Shayna, leads to a glam slam, KOD, and that's it. Jade and Bianca celebrate with their titles, and this will set up a triple threat for Clash at the Castle next Saturday. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Jade has all the makings of a star. She's been in the game for a couple years now, you know, like approaching that half a decade mark. We just want to see more improvement. I think she's improving. Her timing has gotten better. I saw a couple spots during this match where she had to wait on the other girls. They weren't waiting on her. So that to me is proof she's improving. And again, having her paired with Bianca Belair like this is only going to benefit her in the long run when this team eventually splits and we get a feud out of these two, which will probably by then be some pretty good matches. Let's move on, though. So Cody is backstage in the loading dock area, confronted by Nick Aldis about the AJ Styles betrayal last week. And can we please, I don't buy Cody as a tough guy, and I know what he was trying to do here, and he was trying to show out and prove, you know, he's the the champion, and he's a fighting champion. He's not going to be bullied by AJ Styles, but it's not believable. It's not. I'm sorry, guy.
Somebody's gonna get hurt, Nick. It's not me.
Liar! Next up, we had Johnny Gargano, one half of DIY versus one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Grayson Waller of A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory's partner. And they're building a little bit of heat up between these two, potentially leading to a title change and a breakup and a feud between these two. Face turn, probably for Austin Theory, as there's no way Grayson Waller goes face. But Gargano goes to hit a plancha out of the ring, and Waller pulls Theory in the way. So Theory takes this shot, as we see, gets hit, goes down, and Waller moves, gets Gargano back in the ring, and scores the pinfall after hitting his flipping unprettier. And this was a good aggressive tumbling match with very little actual wrestling in it. I don't really have much else to say about this. I'm not really invested in either of these two teams, as they're both they're just, Waller and Theory have more of a game. I don't hate Ciampa and Gargano, but neither of these teams really have that thing that makes me want to watch their work. And Theory sat outside and pouted while Waller celebrated. So our next segment, we have Cody Rhodes backstage with Nick Aldis and security to keep Cody away from AJ when he arrives. And then he gets out of his vehicle with Gallows and Anderson. And Cody gets mad and he stomps off. He stomps off to the ring through gorilla position, which I hate them showing on TV. And we get Aldis comes down. Cody's growling in the ring, trying to sound tough. And AJ wants a title shot at Clash at the Castle this coming Saturday in Glasgow. Cody waits kind of for the high sign from Nick Aldis, gives it to him. And then we get, security restraining Cody. And Cody knocking out security guards as they stand helplessly because Cody's so tough and so strong that he can beat up these guys. One of which I knew. Actually, it's Jake Omen was his name. He works on the Indies. Used to be part of a tag team called Main Street Youth, I believe it was. Super cool guy. We booked him and his partner, Scotty, a few times. Scotty Young. Two really, really good guys. Super cool. I was, honestly, this was the best thing, was seeing him and Jeff the Ref, Jeff Bundy, great friend of mine from my time in the business, being on TV. He's really big in with the Juggalos. But Jeff the Ref making a Friday night Smackdown appearance was really cool and made me smile. We got this match to look forward to at Clash at the Castle this Saturday in Glasgow. We're going to go backstage now for a segment with Jade and Bianca after a meeting in Nick What?
Hello, ladies.
Leaving no stone unturned, backstage interviewer extraordinaire Byron Saxon. He asks the tough questions of Jade and Bianca.
Can you give us some insight into how that conversation went?
I think the look on these young ladies' faces speaks volumes, and they don't have to say anything. They are very satisfied after leaving General Manager Nick Aldis' office. And in turn for that, they receive what they wanted. They wanted to allow these other two tag teams to challenge for their titles at Clash at the Castle next Saturday. And I guess all the extra cardio with Nick Aldis was just a bonus. Los Angeles Knight, the megastar, backstage goes looking for Logan Paul, but alas, he finds out that Logan is nowhere to be found because he is back in LA and they are in Louisville, Kentucky, and Logan is getting ready for a Tetris tournament this weekend. That's right. So LA Knight has the consolation prize and gets to face Carmelo Hayes, newly moved up to the main roster in the draft post-WrestleMania. So we get that match, which is LA Knight having to work extra hard to make Carmelo Hayes' aggressive tumbling offense look like it would stand a chance, as Knight has around 32 pounds on Hayes and looks like a man standing next to a kind of like heavily athletic teenager during this match. Knight wins with a reverse roll-up, and this is troubling to me because it just shows that LA Knight's push, which is just dissipating from the office. The crowd's still behind this guy, but it's just they're not giving him what he deserves, and it's really should be criminal.
Yeah!
And then everybody's favorite part of SmackDown happened, and Bayley came down to the ring. Oh boy, and Bayley.
Here's my exciting promo and my even more exciting matches. Oh boy, I'm Bailey. Aren't I just so amazing? Oh boy.
So Bailey came down to cut her promo. She's interrupted by Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. And Piper, of course, from Scotland. And we are going to get that match this coming Saturday. I have nothing to say about this one. I don't care. Next up, we have our SmackDown main event, a 6-man tag, player. No Teddy Long, but still the Bloodline. Tongaloa, Tama Tonga, and the self-anointed new head of the table, Solo Sikoa, with the wise man, Paul Heyman, versus the Street Profits, Ford, Dawkins, and KO Kevin Owens. This was a decent match. I like the Kevin Owens spots. I like the Bloodline and their physicality. And I love Paul Heyman's involvement in this still. It's going to make the payoff sweeter when Reigns comes back. Haven't watched much of the Street Profits. Very good high-flying offense from them. Montez Ford had, and I'm not a huge fan of these spots, but came flying over the corner post to the outside. And as he stood there after celebrating, he got smoked in the back with a chair by Solo Sikoa, led to the DQ. He caught a spear in the ring. I believe Dawkins caught a spike. And Owens, you see the spot right here, goes through the announce table. Bloodline celebrates. And this feud and between Owens and them and the street involving the Street Profits and Tongaloa and Tama Tonga, this will keep moving forward. And I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It gives, Tongaloa and Tama Tonga something to do. Solo Sikoa keeps them relevant because I believe, guys, they do have a place. And like I said, looking back at the Bloodline stuff now, I really do appreciate that work that those, even, with Jimmy and Jay and Roman and Solo did, more so before Tama Tonga and Tongaloa made their debuts respectively. And there were a couple different promo spots like the Logan Paul promo and other things on the show, but I didn't really want to talk about them. I didn't really want to go over them. This is what I wanted to talk about. Wanted to get this video to you guys. SmackDown was decent, still drawing better ratings than Raw, which is not a surprise. A 2-hour runtime for a wrestling show, vastly superior to a 3-hour. At least back in the day with Nitro, they would start out hot most of the time and have a luchador match. You have a couple matches in that first hour. Here, on Raw, it's just talk. SmackDown is paced far better. It's the vastly superior show. I usually do enjoy it much more than Raw. Let me know what you guys think. We'll be back with more. I've got a debuting kind of fun wrestling video I'm going to do coming up very soon for you guys. Try to get that out tomorrow. I'm Etep. You know what to do. Subscribe, all the YouTube things. And if you're still here, I don't know, folks. I don't know. Thank you, I guess, for all the channel members and everybody supporting us. We'll see you guys later. Bye. You can leave now. See ya.